Alright, how about that? There we go. God, I freaking hate Windows updates, man. You noted something on my channel that needs to be amended. Ah, yes. Spam. Thanks. Kendra Joy's username is Fred12. Yeah. Uh-huh. Good deal. Anyway, so it occurs to me that nobody heard a damn thing that I was talking about earlier. So, the short version is that my daughter has been absolutely kicking my ass. Hasn't been sleeping right, and we finally, I was on vacation last week, and we, like, re-sleep trained her. All of that, like, the, you know, effort that we'd put in previously went away, because she got, like, 5 teeth at the same time, and was just, like, in pain constantly. And we broke her from all of the good habits that she'd formed, and so we needed to reinstill those, to say, you know, put it nicely. And we've done that, I think. I think we're doing well. We're doing well. So she is sleeping much better, and so therefore I am sleeping much better, and now I can stream. Yay! So welcome. Hopefully you guys haven't forgotten about me, because I do in fact still exist, believe it or not. With, you know, I'd kind of planned on, like, when we sleep trained her the first time, I'd sort of planned on getting back into content creation a little more, I wouldn't say, like, intensely, but at least more regularly. And that obviously went to utter shit, because I don't think I've streamed at all in, like, 3 weeks. So at least I'm back. I'm here. I'm, enjoying the new Last Epoch patch, which is super cool. I think, what level am I? 80-something? 84. Yeah. So I've been playing this character a little bit. You know, when I have spare time and am not super tired. Like, my video game time has been an hour a day, sometimes 2, probably like 10 hours a week, tops, overall. So I've definitely been under the gun in terms of, you know, free time and catching up on sleep and stuff. So, yeah. Hobbies and fun have definitely suffered, but hopefully we are through the worst of that once again. Yep, fracture or shatter that too. But yeah, I'm really liking this patch. Life is decent. I just heard today that our group signed a 2-year contract with our hospital, which, you know, I don't feel like that was ever in jeopardy, but it's always nice to have concrete evidence of job security. So yay, I can continue to pay for my sort of overly nice lifestyle. Yay. Good times. But yeah, so that's good news. It was my birthday yesterday. I'm older. I'm officially older now. So this is my birthday stream, I guess. Or as close to it as we're gonna get. Why is that in here? That is really terribly rolled. Holy shit. Hey, Matt, what's up, man? How are you? Apologies for my absence, but at least you're in Discord, so you know that I still exist. How's life, man? Yay for job security. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I haven't gotten to talk with you too much since your anesthesia... I assume your anesthesia rotation's done now, right? And you were mentioning that you maybe enjoyed it a little bit more than you thought you might. You're sold? Oh, your dad will be so proud. Pops will love it. It's a pretty good gig, man. Like, honestly, I feel like it's kind of... so no offense to you internists who are watching this, but I feel like anesthesia is basically internal medicine where you actually do stuff. You actually, like, directly make a difference instead of kind of the, like, watch and wait. 8 intubations between 7 and 2. That's a pretty good day for a student. Pretty good day. Not bad. Seems like you had a bit of a slow start there, but once they, you know, kind of got used to you, it ramped up. I need to figure out a place to put all this shit. Better yet, I need to get rid of shit. So let's see, 40 ward per second. Do I want that as a mod? Probably. Shotgun hit, that can go away. Yeah, anesthesia's fun, dude. I think it's a pretty good gig. Obviously. With an attending and she had to try to intubate a 350-pounder. Those can be hard. Oh, you got it, and she texted your dad about it. That's hilarious. Giving your dad some trouble. I love it. That definitely sounds like an anesthesia thing to do. Giving everybody around you a hard time. That's what we do. That's how we roll. Yeah, I really like it. It's you know, it's got its downsides, honestly, which, you know, you grew up with an anesthesiologist. You know that the schedule is crazy and, like, sometimes that's a good thing though, right? You told your dad that you could intubate better than he can. Nice. Take that, Dad. But yeah, it's kind of a crazy schedule, and you don't make your own hours. Like, you're sort of, you know, a slave to what the schedule, like the OR schedule looks like. which does sort of suck from time to time, and can really suck. But never seen a student ventilate like you. That's high praise. That's good. That is a good thing, man. Let's see. Trying to find stuff to get rid of here because I just like have a totally full inventory. What I need to do is start CRNAs thought you were doing a sub-I. Oh yeah, cool. I mean, that's kind of the way to do it though. Like I followed around a bunch of CRNAs basically because they didn't care. And I actually did most of my med school, or like basically all of my med school anesthesia at a children's hospital. Which was great, actually, because all the people there were super experienced, and that was, like, the hardest of the hard, you know, everything, basically, so I got pretty good, like, for a student quickly, so that was nice. Not gonna have as much fun doing psych. Yeah, you were hot on the psych trail. And I mean, psych's a great, like, nothing against psych, man. Psych's a sort of sleeper good job in my opinion, but I think it's being discovered. Like if you can handle psych and you're okay, you know, dealing with those patients all the time, then it's a great deal. And you can make a killing, dude. You can make a great living as a psychiatrist. Chill schedule, no emergencies, good money. You know, you can do very, very well for yourself. It's not for me. I would be the world's worst psychiatrist. But, no, I totally dig it. Ittinnings told you to just stick with one of them? Oh, yeah. Yeah. With the CRNAs, yeah. That is a good plan. Wow, that's a shitload of elemental damage over time. Jesus. What's that do to my damage? And how did I know that I didn't have that? Or how did I not know that I have that? Alright, cool. Well, that raised my damage by a lot. Holy shit. Okay. You love the psych population, but not motivated by money to make your own schedule like that? I mean, that's a pretty strong motivator. Making your own schedule is a big deal, dude. I promise. That's actually, I would cite that as one of the biggest drawbacks of anesthesia. That you 23 forging potential? Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Jesus. Okay. Let's see. So I already shock a lot. Why don't I slow things? Alright, well that did not work out quite the way that I had hoped. However, that's still a huge increase in damage. Yeah, anesthesia is a good gig, man. I feel like it's kind of got something for everyone, really. Like, it's very hands-on. You make a difference. You know, if you're one of the, like, you know, avatars of patient safety and stuff, it's great. Mildly autistic ass likes anesthesia. Get paid to the hospital, can't function without it. Yeah, that's a nice thing, is you will always be in high demand. However, with great power comes great responsibility, and I think you'll find yourself, like, on the receiving end of a lot of bullshit, because administration often doesn't really understand how important what you do is. That's not the case for me, fortunately, because we have 2 MDs in our C-suite, which is fucking fantastic. And they get it. I mean, they're not, like, one of them's infectious disease, one of them's pathology. So pathology maybe has a little bit more insight into that, you know, because they deal with all the blood and, you know, blood bank and stuff. And that's what he did. So, like, he kind of gets it, but, you know, at least they know to kind of come to us and be like, hey, is what we're doing stupid? And we're like, well, you know, maybe kind of. And then we can work from there. You know, they're willing to talk with us. Ellie res, 208 armor's pretty nice. Good chance. Yeah, let's just get rid of the Ellie res. I've got better stuff on shields. Dodge rating I'll probably keep. Ah, cold res. That can fuck off. Let's see if there's any idols I can get rid of. You'd have to do private psych to make as much as anesthesia. Yeah, anesthesia's pretty awesome in that regard, dude. No lie. Okay, that can go. Put that back. A lot of those ward on hit. That's not so great. Anesthesia has a lot of structure. Yeah. Yes, and Psych does... Yeah, Psych is very slow-paced in terms of, like, results. I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. At least, like, at first. I mean, a lot of Psych drugs take a couple months, you know, to, like, ramp up to effective levels. So you're not going to see any difference. And sometimes there's, like, confounding issues there, right? Like, if you tell somebody to, you know, say you're doing cognitive behavioral therapy, since that's, like, you know, the way you help most people do most things. Like, if you're doing CBT and you suggest some sort of, like, systematic behavioral change, and your patient does that, right? Like... Is it your med that you prescribed that's making the difference? Is it the behavioral change? Is it both? Who knows? It's sort of hard to say. If you like one aspect of medicine, you have to be able to get through residency. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about psych. Yeah, is you have, if you want to do the kids, you have to do adults. So that's kind of weak sauce. I always thought that's sort of weird. But then by the same token, like, for pediatrics in particular, like, you do a pediatrics residency and then they make you do a fellowship if you want to be a hospitalist? Like, are you freaking serious, guys? Like, so you're saying that this 3-year residency doesn't prepare somebody to be a hospitalist? Like, to take care of inpatients? What the fuck? What are they even there for? All people in residency who wanted to do pain were suffering through anesthesia. Yeah, that's it's definitely the case. Yeah, because pain is definitely not very much like normal anesthesia at all. Ignite and fire dot. That's pretty good. Dang, I have some pretty good idols. But yeah, it's tough if you're, like, wanting to do a fellowship. I mean, internal medicine has it the worst, dude. Internal medicine has it real bad for that. So, like, people who are, you know, want to do some subspecialty, like, I mean, any of them, really. Like, cardiology, GI, allergy, whatever. Most of what you do in internal medicine residency is not really going to be very applicable. You like regular anesthesia and don't like regular psych? Well, that'll definitely serve you well in residency, for sure. That'll make residency way better. At least more interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you just, like, hate everything that you're doing all the time, that's obviously a really shitty way to live. Residency is terrible enough as it is. I don't really want to get rid of any of those. Cast speed for totem and minion crit chance. Man, those rolls aren't good, but that's a pretty good combo. Cardiology's trying to get their own residency? I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's different enough from internal medicine that, I mean, you'd probably have to do like an internal medicine intern year or something. Because that would probably be useful. But then after that, like, do your 3 years of cardiology or something and be done with it. What are they proposing? Like, what are the terms of that residency? Like, how long are they going to want to do it? Research in college was with one of the leading experts in anesthesia. Really? Well, that's a nice, nice thing to draw on there. Spark Chargent. Jesus. I just need to pick something and get rid of it. Cold Dot, and yeah, that's probably the go. Alright, all that shit needs to get sold, and then I can actually play the game. Let's go. Bobby Jean Schweitzer? I do not recognize the name, actually. But to be fair, I spent very little time reading textbooks and also am not familiar with the academic world at all. So, like, I know... I would probably recognize the names of the people who did the, like, biggest, most popular textbooks, but that's about it. They're just starting to make standards? Okay. So that's, like, actually happening then, huh? That's pretty cool. I think that's a good idea. I really think that's a good idea for most of the internal medicine specialties, frankly. Like I was just saying, internal medicine itself is... I mean, it's sort of ridiculous that they require you to do 6 years of training for any of those things. Like, I feel like you could very easily get the basics of medicine in 1 year, and then move on to whatever specialty you wanted. I don't think that that's unreasonable at all. Because, dude, let me tell you, in the real world, all of these specialists understand nothing except for their own specialty, and a lot of times don't understand that all that well either. Like, I don't even know how many times we've had to tell GI they're not doing a case because their patient's in new onset AFib with RVR. They're like, yeah, but they're really having trouble swallowing. Like, yeah, they're also having trouble perfusing their entire body. So maybe we'll figure out why their heart's foobar, and then we'll go do your scope. A lot of care standards for anesthesia, so she works with the ASA and stuff. That makes sense. He randomly looked up for the care standard for cataracts and she wrote it. That's great. Yeah, I'm glad that somebody is interested in doing that stuff because damn, dude, that sounds terrible. Reconnect my Facebook account? No, I do not believe I will, because Facebook gaming is dead in the water. For some reason. You'd think that Facebook would have pushed that shit hard. Yeah, I have like zero interest in policy or administration or any of that shit. Love reading, hate research. Yeah, I dig that. Like, I'll read, because, you know, our office, we get all of the, like, anesthesia magazines and journals and shit mailed to us. So, like, I'll browse those, and if there's something that, you know, seems like it's not just a grant money grab, I'll read it. That might be, like, clinically relevant. But I think that stuff's interesting, and I like keeping up with, you know, current best practice and all that sort of stuff, obviously, because that's sort of what I'm supposed to do, to take care of people. But, yeah, as far as doing research goes, dude, I just cannot be fucked to do that at all. That sounds terrible. Literally became a substitute teacher because you have no desire to do research. I mean, yeah. We had, my senior year of residency, like, one of the reasons that I chose the residency I did is that they, like, don't have a strong reputation in research, and I was like, I want nothing to do with that. And so my senior year, they were kind of trying to make a push to get residency and, or I mean, get research involved in the residency. And they were sending us like, you know, some fairly strongly worded, but like non-committal emails where, you know, they were like, we strongly recommend that you do residency, or do research. Why do I keep saying residency? That you do research, and, you know, this is very important for your candidacy, and, you know, like, some of them, as I recall, were, like, almost vaguely threatening, like, you know, you might not graduate if you don't do this kind of thing. But they never flat out said, you have to do this to graduate. And I was like, man, until they say you have to do this to graduate, I am not doing research at all. No chance. And I think they're still trying to kind of work that in. They may have done it by now, I don't know. But yeah, I was like, no way, man. I'm not gonna like fall in line, because that sounds terrible. And, you know, trying to get a research project done your senior year, like in 6 months, is just bullshit. Like, it's not gonna be worth a crap anyway. And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. You know, until I get that fateful email that says, you need to do this to graduate. I'm not doing anything. And it worked out, because we didn't have to do, like, they never made it a requirement, so. I didn't do any research, and I am super happy that I never did, because that would have been a huge waste of my time. Yeah, more than happy to allow other people to do that. Ditto administration. Like, I get involved with administration sometimes. Cards Anesthesia said he did no research in med school. Yeah, I didn't do any research in med school either, actually, for whatever that's worth. I don't know that that's such an awesome idea anymore, because anesthesia is, like, way more competitive than it was. So, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Like, you're in an interesting position, you know, with your connections and whatnot, but, you know, you're still going to be going up against people who do have that research, so something to think about. But if you're willing to go to programs that, like, aren't particularly competitive, you're probably fine. Ooh. Ignite with fire skills and lightning damage. Yeah, pass. This is an awesome scepter, but I think it got shitty rolls. Just bad freeze multi. Damage is decent. Do have research, just don't have pubs. Yeah, I mean, that's really all you need, right? Just to be able to say you did something and talk about it a little bit. I mean, it's great if you have publications, obviously, but if you don't, meh. Like, being able to check that box on your application goes a long way. Destroy the moon spires. Man, I really need to go upgrade my gear, Jesus. More armor. That's gonna hurt. Okay. Your uncle publishes anesthesia textbooks. There you go. Get yourself a chapter as a med student. That'd be amazing. There'd be so many academics attending that are just super pissed about that. Oh wow, I got sniped by that tower. That's a bummer. See you later, unique ring. Sad. Sad panda. Let's see. Should I go there anyway? I should probably go there anyway for the exalted rings. Dude, I would love to see stuff like that happen. So, I will, I'll put forth an example from my personal life as to why I think that's hilarious. Oh, what? I guess I briefly hit 0. Huh. Okay, let's try it again. Anyway, so where I trained, it was like deemed desirable to be on the liver transplant team, and I'm not really sure why, because the hours are terrible, and we did tons of liver transplants. Like, a lot of people will graduate anesthesia residency without having done a liver transplant, and I did like 30 plus. They're terrible cases, and they go at weird ass times, and for most people they're like bloodbaths. Like, our surgeons were awesome, and they were like 3 to 4 hour cases, but the patients are still uber sick and, you know, very unstable, and there's a lot of work and a lot of prep to be done. So anyway, I think the attendings made a bunch of money, you know, extra, if they were on the liver team. So they had a waiting list for, you know, like several people deep to be on this liver team. But there was a girl in my class who just like got the job. They just like hired her to do that. And so there were a bunch of people, you know, a bunch of existing staff who were like, hey, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Like, we've been in practice for years, and we have more qualifications than she does, and you passed us up? That's not cool. And I see that sort of thing happening with, like, research a lot. There's a lot of, you know, sort of, like, seniority wankery, just stupid nonsense going on. You know, people play favorites and all of that, and I just can't be bothered to deal with that stuff any more than, you know, I already do. Woo, there's a lot of shit going on there. You guys need to die. Single lung ventilation and bronchial alveolar lavage, huh? Interestingly enough, one of my attendings actually did a grand rounds on that exact topic. Because the patient had, let's see, I've forgotten what the name, pulmonary alveolar proteinosis, something like that. Where basically, like, your alveoli just, like, leak protein into your lungs, and you have to, like, literally lavage out the lungs. So you have to, like, rinse out the people's lungs from all this, like, protein that builds up in there, which is just absolutely bizarre. It's one of those just, like, crazy-ass zebra diseases that, you know, the people who have it should 100% not be alive. But through the miracle of modern medicine, we've prolonged their extremely expensive existence. When did this happen? Let's see. The case in particular, I think, happened maybe 10-ish years ago. Something like that. Maybe like 8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, that'd be like 2015. But yeah, one of the real ball busters in my residency decided to do a presentation on that and just pimp the shit out of us for an hour to get his jollies. That was one of the more memorable aspects of residency. I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to be a part of this at all. You guys suck. I'm gonna get a job somewhere else. And I say that mostly jokingly, honestly. Most of the staff that were at the place where I trained were really cool. Like, the overwhelming majority of them were cool. But there's, like, a few people who, like, very clearly couldn't ever have jobs anywhere because they would just rock the boat too much on an interpersonal level. That is to say, they're, like, huge douchebags, and nobody would want to work with them. And of course, those were the guys who were, like, most heavily involved in, like, academics and, you know, teaching and stuff, because they just want to, like, be in charge. They want to be the boss and constantly, like, prove that they, you know, have value or something. I don't know, man. There's gotta be some sort of, like, weird, deep-seated issue going on there. So did the case that you were studying happen in 2015? It was at the University of Kansas. If that means anything to you. Found that out of Cleveland Clinic. Okay. So yeah, I wonder. It's interesting. Like, I wonder if that was like why this guy, like the staff that I was at, or I was talking about, chose to do that. I wonder if that was like the in vogue thing at the time. Jesus, man, I am getting rocked. Woo! Spicy. Let's see, 50% more health and damage? Okay, well that's probably why. Increased movement and damage. Increased, oh yeah, they have multiple damage mods. No wonder I'm getting my ass slapped. This is rough. Yeah, so I bet that's why he was so proud of that presentation, because he's like following in the academic fad. I bet that had something to do with it. That's crazy. Because, you know, being a senior resident at the time, I didn't exactly have time to just like randomly read weird ass literature about conditions that don't ever happen. I was busy preparing for boards and like trying not to lose my career. Silly me. I wonder, yeah, I bet you that's what it was. That's sort of how that seems to go, you know, there's like a topic or like narrow focus that everybody like suddenly gets a bunch of grant money for, and then everybody like hops on the bandwagon. And that's part of the problem. Like one of my friends who's actually she's a peds and adult hemonc at Emory, and she changed her focus because that's how the research worked. Like, so many people were getting grants for, I've forgotten what it was, but like some disease, and oh fuck. And so she was like, well, I mean, there are so many people competing in this space that I'm gonna go do this other thing because this is ridiculous. So I mean, I guess in a lot of ways it's kind of just like anything else. Like one certain thing gets all the attention, you know, social media, that's what I mean, news media, like they all focus on one thing and then just kind of move on. And it's just like fad to fad, you know, even though these things don't stop. Like, how much have you heard about like the war in Ukraine recently? Probably not much, but that's still happening. Whole lung lavage has become a viable treatment option. Yeah, I mean, I think it always was, right? But I tell you what, that case sucks to do. That would be a terrible case to do. That's another reason I don't want to do academic medicine, is because all that shit shows up at your front door. You know, granted, like, I never have, like, that particular disorder I never had to deal with at all, but somebody did. You know, I remember the resident who did have to deal with it. And like, if that showed up at my doorstep, I'd be like, fuck no, go to the tertiary care center. I want nothing to do with that. We are going to transfer you to a higher level of care. Please go away. And I really enjoy being able to do that. We had, so a while back, we had this group of orthopedic surgeons, and they hired this dude who, he just thought he was hot shit. And he was young, he was fresh out of fellowship, and he did like a trauma fellowship in ortho. And, you know, he thought he was super cool, and he was going to come in and do all these pelvic fractures. Like, that's all he'd talk about. He's like, yeah, we're going to do these pelvic fractures. You know, we're set up, we can do this. You know, you guys need to order all this equipment, and blah, blah, blah. Incidentally, he was terrible. He was super freaking slow. His patients always came back. You know, like, he never, you know, from a, like, business standpoint, he always brought us these, like, terrible, you know, decrepit, like, Medicare or non-insured patients who you're not going to make any money for, so you just, like, burn twice as much OR time as you probably should to take care of these people. Then anyway, you know, he made a big deal of like, oh, you guys have gotten lazy here, you've gotten complacent, you know, you're not doing all of these cases that you should be doing. and like specifically called out anesthesia too. So we were like, okay, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, you're fresh out of fellowship, you don't know shit. And so, you know, like I said, pelvic fractures were his thing. And the first night that he was on call with this like grumpy ass old trauma surgeon who I mean, he retired 3 years ago, so he was, you know, nearing the end of his career. And there were 2 pelvic fractures that came in, and he transferred both of them out. It was awesome. I was very happy. No desire to be leading in anything? Yeah, no, me neither. Nor I, sir, nor I. Alright. I got some fancy shit coming my way here. I gotta shatter some things. Not that. But this. Shatter. Anesthesia's working with dental peds. Yeah, dental sucks. It's only for dental, pretty much. Yeah, it always causes nosebleed. Yeah. Yep, nasal intubations are not fun. I agree. I agree with that. It is a useful thing to remember, though. So it's useful for, like, you know, any oral surgery, potentially. But the sort of stealth thing that it's useful for, that kind of flies under the radar, in my opinion, is difficult airways. So I find it, and I think most people, well, not most people, many people would agree, that using a fiber optic scope through somebody's nose is a lot easier than doing it through their mouth. Because there's no way for your fiber optic scope to, like, deviate. So you kind of have, like, their nose to guide the scope down. Right here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. So, right, this is like normal nose, right? So if you go in through somebody's mouth and they're a known difficult airway, which a lot of times means you can't see shit past this. So normally when you're intubating somebody, you can see down here. This is their vocal cords. So I'll show you what you can see. Because you, Matt, know this, but other people who are watching might not. There. So you see this. These are your arytenoids. These are your vocal cords. That's your trachea. So, that's what you see. So you put a breathing tube in that, right? That, like, when you have surgery, that's normal. That's just what happens. They put a, like, PVC tube through your vocal cords right here. So you can't see, yeah, if somebody's a difficult airway, presumably you can't see that. You basically just see, like, the back of their mouth or, like, their palate or something and can't tell. So if you put a fiber optic scope, which is basically just a camera on a tube, in here, it can go up here, right? So it can hit this posterior wall. Like, if you're just going straight back, which is kind of what it ends up being if you've got a patient, like, sitting down. The whole goal is to make this a straight line, right? When you're placing somebody's breathing tube, you want all that to be a straight line, and you do that by tipping their head back and kind of pulling their jaw up and I guess would be down, like forward and down, basically, with a laryngoscope. And then you pull their tongue out of the way as well. So you try to make that as straight as possible. So if you're doing that, then this can very easily, like, if you don't have a straight line, you can just curve that up here, or it can come off to the side, and you don't really know what the fuck's going on. But if you go in through their nose, this, like, even if it goes wonky, it's gonna follow this track and come down, right? So you'll eventually find that it's easier to find their trachea, and generally this passage is less obstructed than their mouth, especially in people with, like, giant, under mouth fat areas kind of thing, because that presses up on your tongue and moves your tongue towards the roof of your mouth, but that doesn't affect your nasal cavity because your maxilla is in the way. If difficult anatomy, the ET tube would be just as bad going through the nose. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely cause some trauma for sure. Yeah, but you know, you can prepare for that. Like, so this is gonna sound weird, but that's part of the reason why cocaine is an awesome drug for this, for nasal intubations. So cocaine is both a vasoconstrictor and a really good, meaning that it like makes your blood vessels constrict. See, I'm terrible about this, like, you know, medical jargon shit. But anyway, so it's a really good vasoconstrictor, and it also is a local anesthetic. So I used to do this a lot in residency. Just get a like cocaine on a nasal swab and just like progressively push them farther back the patient's nose. And like eventually you get like a freaking 5-inch Q-tip up there. And then you go in with the camera, you spray lidocaine on their cords, on their vocal cords, and they cough and it's shitty, and then, you know, 10 seconds later their cords are numb. And then you go in with the tube and just slide it in there. It's awesome. Airway was super anterior, so when the tube got to the back of the throat, it pointed anterior. And you couldn't get through the cords. Yeah, when it kind of like catches on the front end of their, like the front edge of their trachea. That's hard. Those are hard situations. That's what a fiber optic's for, honestly. Or a bougie. So like, we call it a bougie, but really, it's this like, you know, it sounds like this really fancy airway device. Really, it's just like a thin plastic stick. That's really, it's all it is. That's all. Here. And it's got like a little hockey stick end on it. Yeah, this is what it is. That's it. It's just like a little plastic stick. It sounds like some fancy piece of, you know, medical equipment, but it's literally a plastic stick that's like sort of flexible. You have a Mac laryngoscope, but you don't have the tubes. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes equipment availability is an issue, for sure. Like, our fiber optics are kind of shitty. We don't do a whole lot of, like, fiber optic work, so we actually have disposable fiber optics, which sounds insane, but I think they're like $500 a piece or something, and an actual, like, good fiber optics tower and fiber optic scope is like 60 G's. So, I mean, that's like many, many years of fiber optic use for us. And the quality is middling, I would say. It's okay. Like, the scopes themselves are kind of flimsy, the camera's alright. But, you know, the price is right, for sure. And it's good enough for the vast majority of things that we do. But I definitely was spoiled by residency, because I was used to having these, like, really high-quality scopes that you could just, like, drive anywhere you wanted to. And that really made a big difference. I also was, like, in much better practice. I haven't fiber optically intubated anybody for, shoot, probably 2 years at this point, honestly. I could definitely do it if I needed to. It's not that hard. But that's one of those fancy things that you definitely want a doctor involved in your care if you need it. Community hospital with nice equipment. Yeah, you know, I mean, all of that stuff is becoming more affordable. Like, ultrasound is becoming more portable and more readily available. And, you know, stuff like that is, like I said, there's disposable fiber optic scopes. Like, that makes a huge difference in availability. And all the different, like, video scopes. Yeah, so, like, if you have, for anybody who doesn't know this, like, if we have difficulty putting in airway in you, there's, like, basically camera scopes that we use. So there's like a laryngoscope is the tool that we use to intubate people, and it's like, looks like a scythe, basically, a small scythe. But they have those that have, like, cameras built into them. And those used to be crazy expensive too, and now they're still really expensive. But they are substantially less so these days. Like, I think a good one is like $4,000 or something. But you really only need one. Like, for a community hospital, you just need one. And the disposable equipment that goes on it. Like, most of them have some sort of, like, sheath or something that protects them when you're using them. So you need the piece of equipment itself and then those disposable pieces. I'll look it up here in a second. I'll show you what we use. We use something called a McGrath, which is awesome. We used to have a glide scope, which is, these are all just different video laryngoscopes. I never was very hot on the glide scope. I thought they sort of sucked. But the McGrath is great. Hey, there's Orkirian the Rampant. Eat a dick. Oh, he's gonna fuck me up. Yikes. Sorry, bro. I didn't realize you meant business. There we go. Oh good, there was a cast speed thing right next to him. Velatria's downfall. And that's middling roll, I guess. The McGraths, yeah. Yeah, the McGraths are great. I think those are nice. I'd actually never heard of these until going to private practice. Yeah, see, they're 4 or 5 grand. But this is what it is. So this is actually, that's the video screen right here. And then you have this like little disposable thing on the end of it, and the camera is on like right there. So you can see what you're doing. Pretty cool little tool. There are very, very few people that can't be intubated with a combo of that and the bougie thing, the little plastic rod that I showed you earlier. Like, very few. Those two things together have, like, pretty much revolutionized anesthesia practice. I mean, not specifically the McGrath, but, like, video laryngoscopy in general. Let's see. Sort items. Back to it. Yeah, the other thing that's really made a big difference, which is another recent change, is, oh, shit. Let's see. Well, so much for whatever set item that was going to be. That was quick. Anesthesia was fun. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. It is the best specialty, after all. Alright, where's that point gonna go? Where's it going? Oh, it's going right there. I'm gonna die. Fuck. Fuck. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Well, I guess I get to try that again. Yeah, I need to adjust my gear pretty hardcore, it seems. I am super vulnerable when not on my little glyph thing. Glyph of Dominion. Oh. There's some goodies down here. So what rotations do you have lined up next, man? Nothing as cool as anesthesia, obviously, but... I have to say that overall, I've pretty much enjoyed my third year. Like, there's a lot of bullshit to it, but I think it was a good experience. Like, even OB, which I hated my OB rotation, but I'm still, like, from a life experience perspective, like, I'm glad that I've delivered a baby. Like, that's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool to say that you've delivered a baby when that's not, like, something you do all day, every day. Yeah, I never, like, I don't have any interest in doing it ever again. but to have done it is cool. Like, pediatrics, I tried to hate it. That's how that goes sometimes, dude. You try real hard to hate something, but you're like, damn it, I just want to do this. I think more often, though, the opposite is true, right? Like, you try really hard to like something, and then you're like, wow, this actually just sucks. This sucks really bad. I know lots of people who, you know, had that story. Like, the specialty that I came to med school to do is actually bullshit. I do not enjoy it at all. One of my best friends actually did that. She wanted to do neonatology, and she was like, I actually sort of hate this. Like, passionately hate this. Ended up doing psych. Gun psych now, it's chill. I loved my psych rotation. I really, really enjoyed my psych rotation. Not from a, like, I want to do this professionally idea, but, like, I was at the Arkansas mental hospital, like the state mental hospital. And so it's like the worst of the worst psych patients are there. And that was really interesting. And you get to see, like, all the hardcore ass psych meds in action. Trying to get a cards rotation next month? Oh, that's cool. Cardiology is a really good rotation to have. Like, I feel like cardiology, pulmonology, and renal, like nephrology, those are, regardless of what you want to go into, those are all good rotations to have, because they're just like, all of them are just physiology. It's like general applied physiology. Like, I felt like my intern year was overall a pretty big waste of time, but I had a renal consults month where, like, basically we just went around and, like, managed people's, like, fluid status and electrolytes. I was like, this is fucking great. This is amazing. What a great month. And, you know, like, by residency standards, it wasn't too bad. I was working, like, 50-hour weeks. Just a quick round on the weekend. You know, like, learning a tons of useful information. Yeah, that was a great month. Probably that and the ICU are probably the only months I would say that about in my intern year. Like, I could have just had those 2 months. Or, like, maybe the first month to kind of get acclimated and get, like, logistic nonsense down. And then do those 2 months, and I would have been fine. That's, like, my my learning from all of the other months combined was nowhere near what I learned in those 2 months. Interventional cardiologist took a liking to you? Oh, nice. But the coordinator's not answering you. Perfect. That's exactly how it's drawn up, right? I mean, you may have to call on her to, you know, your cardiologist friend to make that happen. I've done that for people before. Where they're like, hey, I don't know how to shadow. Can you, like, what do I do? Like, basically anybody who cold calls and says they want to shadow, I'll help them out. If you're taking the initiative to, you know, like, try to improve yourself and, you know, advance your career, then, dude, I'm on board. Everybody needs a leg up every now and then. Ignite, don't care. Poison, don't care. Bow attack speed seems like something that I want. Text you tomorrow, but you're cutting it close. I mean, that happens, dude. It sucks. It sucks when the coordinators aren't playing ball. I mean, that's their job, you know? You're supposed to coordinate. Like, get with the program, dude. You know, if you don't want to field these emails from students who are trying to set shit up, then don't take that job. Blood of the Exile. Nice. That's pretty good. Pretty obvious homage to Path of Exile, though. That's kind of cool. Shatter. Alright. What's gonna come out of this? Oh, that's really good. That's an awesome idol, actually. Alright, let's go this way. Yeah, I remember I tried to get a cardiology rotation at the VA, and they didn't give it to me for some reason. Like, how many people, honestly, are trying to do cardiology at the VA? In charge of the TY program? Oh, cool. Yeah, well, that's nice. Yeah, because you'll need that for, if you do anesthesia, you'll have to do an intern year. If you don't do a categorical program. Which, honestly, you probably should, because it's just easier that way. And easier is, excellent. You want everything to be as smooth as possible in residency, because there's enough bullshit to worry about without having to, like, move after your intern year. And, you know, assuming you're qualified, you don't have to, like, go through that. And I think a lot of places actually sort of lean towards having their off-service residents, so like radiology and anesthesia and derm and all those people that have to do a prelim year of some kind. Their intern years are generally a little more transitional year-ish. That is to say, like, grab bag oriented. Sometimes the parent department, like, so if you're anesthesia, the anesthesia department is a little more hands-on, and they're like, hey, so all of our anesthesia residents shouldn't really be doing, like, your outpatient clinics, because that doesn't fucking matter. Maybe put them in cardiology consults, you know, or something like that. But sometimes not. Sometimes you just get fucked and you do a year of surgery and you're everyone's bitch. that happens. And they don't give a fuck because they know that you're not in their program the next year. So they will exploit you to your, you know, to the fullest extent and treat you like absolute garbage. I have seen both of those, both of those plans. Oh, that's the ambush. Hello, ambush. Please die. Good old Disintegrate. I am not a man of many pockets. I get to go. Increased armor shred effect? That's kind of cool.
I am not a man of many pockets.
Yeah, I've gathered that. No, that's exactly where I don't want that to go. Open portal. There we go. Alright. God, residency. Dude, just, like, talking about this with you, like, stresses me out. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Terrible, terrible time in my life. Abyssal Decay. Oh, that's pretty good. I wish that Void roll was higher. Poison on hit and dagger damage. Wow, that's also very good. Necrotic pin, crit multi. Woof. Damn, that's a good amulet. Terrible base though. Yeah, I'll shatter it. Okay. I will take your shards. Potentially good amulet. Okay. I have to stay as organized as possible because it's very easy to drown in bullshit in this game. Just, you have so much stuff. But I'm kind of overflowing as it is. I'm looking forward... Oh yeah, by the way, this game releases officially. It's been available for early access for years, but it releases officially in February, I think? Why did I keep that? Oh, it's got an LP on it. So I need to go and, like, put, you know, stuff on all the legendary potential items that I have. So I don't have to keep all these stupid-ass exalts. all the time. I've just never done that before. So just my inventory obviously is overwhelming with crap that I'm probably never going to use. Let's see. So I only have 42 armor on this. The stats are great though. Armor. Okay, let's see if I have body armor that's a little bit more user-friendly here. But I need spell crit on it. Well, I would strongly prefer spell crit on it. How about that? 124 armor, that's pretty good. That gives me 200. That gives me dick all, but I can't get rid of it. Pretty sure I can improve on that. Increased mana and oh! 16 int, you say? Alright. That is a possibility. What do I want to put on that? Do I want to use... crit shards? I don't know. I don't know about that. That is quite good. 70 health. 7.8% spell damage leached his health. Jesus. Let's see what that does to my damage. 454. Oh. Actually not bad. Okay. Oh, I thought for sure that was gonna just annihilate my damage. Alright. Well, fuck yeah. Okay, do not shatter that. I do want to add health. Let's see. I guess I don't really want to re-roll anything on that, so okay. That's pretty hot. That's a lot more armor. 26%. That doesn't really do much to my doesn't do much to my damage reduction. But that's okay. This I probably won't be able to do anything with, unfortunately. I'll probably have to at some point I'm gonna try to get like a 2 legendary potential relic and put that on there. Like maybe one of these S2 LP or something. Ugh. Brutal. Wait, I wonder if I can search for legendary potential. I can! That's cool. Alright. I'd probably use 2 LP. So for anybody who doesn't know who's watching this, so legendary potential is like a thing that spawns on uniques, and it can go up to 4. 4 basically never happens. But what you do is you have to go beat this boss. And for each legendary potential, this unique acquires one of a trait from an exalted item, which is a purple item. So like if I were to go beat that boss and like plug this thing into the little forging deal that they have, I would have a 1 in 4 chance of getting each of the mods on this Mage's Runic Scroll of Life. So if I had 2, I would have a 50-50 chance, basically, right? I'd get 2 mods. So I'd have a 50-50 of hitting the Disintegrate levels, which is really what I would want. And for a rather casual player like me, 2 LP is pretty much all I'm ever going to get. But yeah, I need to go... Julra's the name of the boss. I need to go kill Julra a few times. I'm not sure this character's quite there yet, to be honest. Ah, gloves. That's what we were doing. I can upgrade that shit. But the frailty and shred armor is pretty good. I don't think I have frailty. I don't think I have either of those anywhere else, actually. That belt is really good for me. I don't have a whole lot of armor elsewhere. I need crit avoid, too. Glaives. 103 health. Not bad. No wonder I kept that. Excuse me. Oh. I have big news. I forgot about this. Apparently my gaming table is shipping this week at some point. So for those of you who don't know, I have commissioned through a company called Girardin Fabrication and Design a custom gaming table that has like basically everything that every nerd could ever want, which is like dice trays, pull-out trays for like laptops and, you know, tokens. It's got little like beveled, you know, cutout areas for tokens, drink holders, you name it. And then each of the corners has like a pop-up charging station. It's got USB ports and power outlets and all sorts of shit in it. It's got a recessed, lighted gaming surface with speed cloth on it. It is going to be super cool, and it's been like over a year in the making, because like basically the dude making it has kind of become a friend because I've used him for multiple projects, and he's a super nice guy. And I give him interesting things to do. Like he's an artist, honestly. Like he's an artist and kind of like approaches his business as such. Like he really enjoys the creative aspect of it. And I give him projects that are like challenging to him and unique. And I think he sort of overstepped his bounds on this one and was just like, yeah, we could totally do that. And then they got into it and he's like, oh, this sucks. This sucks real bad. But they're almost done. They're almost done. And it's gonna be great. He's super pumped about it. He's a huge nerd, just like me. So I'm very excited. Very excited. I'll be, that will probably be my next YouTube video, actually. I'll probably do a video about, like, the making of this table, because it's been so long, and there's so many, like, it's completely unique. You can get some pretty cool custom tables, but they're all sort of, boilerplate online. And, you know, there's like a lot of manufacturers, but they have like options that you can like swap in, and they're super cool, don't get me wrong. But you can, they don't come in a size that's like appropriate for Warhammer, which is the game, like a game that I play, and it's like a necessity to me to, if I'm going to spend a lot of money on a cool custom table, it's got to have a surface big enough for that. Anyway, it's unique. Like, this is going to be totally a one-of-a-kind thing. And I was talking with this guy, his name's Cody. I was talking with Cody today, and he was like, yeah, we can't build more than one of these a year. It's way too much. And I'm sure anybody who, like, commissions one after me it's going to be crazy expensive. Like, probably a lot more than I paid. Let's see. Increase crit chance. But yeah, very excited for that. I've been waiting a long time. Man, the melee damage leached his health is just a dead mod for me. It sucks. I wish that was like anything else. Literally anything else. Dex. Melee attack speed, don't care. Ooh, that's a possibility. Int cast speed and poison res? Oh, but it has no forging potential. Weak! Okay, well, let's see what that does to my damage. 426. 394. Is that worth it? I don't know, probably not, because I don't have the frailty or the armor shred anywhere else. Oh, but that has 12 int on it, I forgot about that. No wonder that kind of nukes my damage. Well, shite. I mean, maybe I'm just stuck. Crap. Are there any other relics I can use? Yeah, relics aren't going to have any armor. Armor's kind of what I'm worried about. This is definitely not great either. Crit avoidance is nice, but I don't think I have crit avoidance anywhere else. Maybe I should just go, like, spike Jolra real quick. I'll give this a try. Maybe I'll give this a try, see if this makes a big difference. That extra leech probably is awesome. Oh man, I'm so pumped for this table. Yeah, so I was talking with Cody and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna assemble it for a photo shoot tomorrow, and then do the final like disassembly, because it's kind of in, you know, you have to like stage it, and it's a huge table, and the furniture that he builds is like ludicrously heavy. So one of the requirements that I had from the very beginning is that this has to be like modular, so I can take it apart and move it, or get it where it needs to be, or somebody else can take it apart and move it. But anyway, yeah, he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna assemble it, and we'll let you know how many people you need to to build it." I was like, "You're gonna let me know how many people I need to put together this table?" Okay. So like 4? 7? Like, dude, what's going on here? So hopefully, I'm very hopeful that I can get movers to do this for me, and just kind of like be there to oversee. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. What am I? Diamond matrons, okay. Man, that leech is sort of stifling for the opposition, huh? Here's one of the diamond matrons. Let's see if I can out-tank this. Nope. No, I cannot. Oh, well, maybe I can. Actually, if I'm standing on my glyph. That's nuts. Okay, well, I'm liking this armor upgrade. That was definitely job well done on my part. Hey, you go the fuck away. Lightning, you just been hit. Okay, cool. Seriously? Oh, I forgot to clean my inventory out as per usual. Oh, another frozen iron. No LP though. That's a really good item. Where do I want to go? Let's chase that set ring. Or set item, whatever it is. This is fun. Kind of good to be back to the streaming life temporarily. We'll see. We'll see how long this lasts. Ow. But I'm hopeful that Little Miss Never Sleeps has broken that habit. Nope, there it is. Shatter. Oh, I almost died. Whoops. yeah, hopefully I'll at least get to the point where I can, you know, stay awake long enough to stream consistently. That is a good intro goal. Finding free time during the day is a little tough. Basically requires a school day, and that I am off and have nothing else to do. So my 6-year-old's gone, almost 7-year-old is gone. I'm home, which actually happens a lot. I'm home pretty often during the day. But yeah, making YouTube content is definitely a bit of a challenge. Just not a priority. One of these days, though. One of these days. I'll get there. Kids grow up. But man, there are so many good games right now. It's very tough to be locked down, like between Baldur's Gate and Starfield and City Skylines came out yesterday, I think. Oh, I meant to. There was a guy I follow on Twitch, Rule Storage. He was streaming City Skylines. Maybe I should look into that. I kind of want to see what it looks like in game. So I've watched the trailer. I am not a man of many pockets. Do I want that? Fire pin with ignite and lightning damage. No, I don't. I, in fact, do not want that. Okay, let's sort all my nonsense here. Oddly, there are not many gloves in my weapons tab. That needs to get shattered. That's the only mod it has on it, is the Exalted mod. Okay. Maybe I do need to go run Julra a little bit. Alright. What's the first thing I want to do? Probably this, right? So, Catalyst. Spell crit is really good for this build. Ooh, I think I gotta go with this one, huh? Yep. Alright, let's craft that up right quick. T7 cast speed. Freeze multi. Okay. Yeah, crit chance needs to go up. What do I want this? Do I want to increase this? What are... I don't even know what suffixes for these are. Materials. There we go. So resistances... Pretty much any of this is going to be better than dodge rating, I guess, right? Word per second would be great. Okay. Chaos it is. Chaos scroll. Lightning res? Yeah, I think we can do better. Chance to chill attackers. Okay, that's kind of cool. I don't want that. It's still better than dodge rating. That will be shattered. You will be destroyed, sir. And why don't we go to the Temporal Sanctum. Wait, I haven't done this many times. I need to figure this out. Tiny Cove. There we go. An introduction to crafting. Storm. Passage through Deep Harbor. Yeah, I haven't completed the campaign. You don't actually have to complete the campaign in this game, fortunately, because it is a long-ass campaign. Okay. Shining Cove. Already level 31. Open up, brah. Picking up another potion will use it automatically. Wait a second. I've done this quest, haven't I? Well, I guess I'm about to find out. Can't remember if I've done it on this character or not. Oh, Disintegrate. You were amusing. Oh, love it. Yeah, Disintegrate, like, channeling skills in Path of Exile are not good. Because generally you just have to, like, stand around and get fucked. But the pace of Last Epoch, I feel like, is way slower. And so while the same is true here, you can afford to stand around a little more. And I mean, I'm, like, murdering the shit out of all these monsters because they're 50-something levels below me, but generally speaking, like, this skill does an unreal amount of damage anyway. Like, that tooltip damage is nuts. Oh, I guess I need my Sanctum key, huh? Oh, maybe I haven't taken that. Entering the Temporal Sanctum. Dude, the loading screens in this patch are brutal. By the way, this is a new problem that they introduced with the most recent, like, major patch, and it is rather hefty. Not a fan. They're obviously working on fixing that, but you're not like the abominations, Jorah. All right. Which one is the Temporal Sanctum? There it is. Yeah, okay, let's go in. No, that's not exactly what I had in mind. There we go. Level 65 and below, level 50 and below. I think that's all I need, right? 50. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. I think I should be able to blow through this Jorah without too much problem. So I either want the crit chance or the cast speed. Basically, anything else is blankish. Alright. Shift that temporalness. There we go. What level is this? 55. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, still can't go that way. Never mind. Never you mind, game. Just want to go to find Jorah and make myself a little head with more shit on it. More health on kill? Nah. I'm sure there's like a smart way to go through this, but I don't know what it is. I've killed this boss so few times that I am not educated in the ways of jewelry killing. One day, perhaps, I'll play in-game enough of this to get going. Dude, the Warlock, man. Looking forward to the Warlock when this game releases. Like, the Runemaster is really cool. I've liked this character a lot so far. Oh, I gotta go over there? Fuck. Is that open? No, of course it's not. Why would the direct way be open? Let's go this way. Yeah, I feel like the Warlock is, they're kind of like, oh, just wait till you see the Warlock. New modifier, don't care, let's get out of here. As we wait 10 years for the screen to load. So I'm trying to think what the first game I should play on my game table would be. Because the sort of the obvious answer is Warhammer, but unfortunately, that takes a long time. I don't know that I have like, and I haven't played a whole lot, so I'm not super familiar with the new rules. I haven't played with the new edition at all. New edition before it came out. What, like 6-ish months ago? 5-6 months ago? So, like, it'd be a lot of looking shit up and awkward playing, and it'd take forever. So I don't know that that's the go there. It's probably gonna be some sort of board game. It'll probably be like Settlers of Catan, honestly. Or like Tokaido. Which is a great board game, by the way, if you've never played it. It's super easy to learn. It's all about screwing your friends over. Like, it doesn't seem that way, but once you get into it, you're like, oh yeah, I can cockblock everybody in this game from beating me. This is great. Let's do it. And you kind of have to do that to win, usually. Yes, die. Yeah, it'll be something like that. Or Pandemic. Maybe I'll play Pandemic. I haven't played that game in a long time. But yeah, something a little more user-friendly in any event. But I gotta get all my shit ready. Called an electrician to put, like, outlets. It's in my basement, so it should be pretty easy. But, like, electrical outlets to, like, plug all my stuff into. I would like to broadcast games. Just so they're on YouTube, and I don't know, it seems like fun. Seems like a good time. That's kind of a poor use of resources at the moment, though. I basically have to get another PC to be able to stream that. The hell was that? Explore deeper into the sanctum. There we go. We're going super deep. Deep into your sanctum. Okay, you guys stop doing that. Oh yeah, so there's new, like, class-specific things, mods for the Runemaster. I forgot about that. Nope, gotta go there. Dungeon boss drops additional exalted weapons. I don't know that that's gonna make much of a difference. Because really, I don't care. Let's see. Chronomancer Julra. Alright, girl. Party time. Boop. That's what's up. Get fucked. I kind of have to stand on this glyph so I generate ward. But looks like I can pretty well face tanker. I'm okay with that. Boop. Excellent. Goodbye. Oh. Oh my. What's this? Jilra's Star Dial. Oh, that always spawns with an LP, I think, right? So I'm not special. It's a really shitty roll, too. When you use a movement or time travel skill, all stats on this item are tripled for 4 seconds with a 12-second cooldown. That doesn't seem all that great. Alright. Well, none of those are worth picking up, in my humble opinion. Alright, so let's do this shit. Okay, we want that. Alright. Seal it. What do we get? What did we get? Aw, oh, freeze multi. That sucks. Oh, bummer. Okay, well, this is worth a shot. Boots next, perhaps? Who is pinging me? It's TikTok. I am not interested in TikTok, thank you, though. Alright, well, that was a bust. Man, cast speed would have been great. Oh, I can go back in there. So I guess I can just, like, run this over and over, huh? Probably should have done that a long time ago. Man, I should just, like, take a nap while this shit loads. It's so frustrating. Oh yeah. Let's see. Enter the sanctum. What was it, 65 below, and this is 50? Okay. Alright, so I already have a key there. Can I do the second tier? Oh, I can, okay. Dungeon for boss drops idols? Okay. So let's see what boots I have. So I guess we're looking for what, like health, movement speed, crit avoid, I guess. So that's a possibility. You piss off. There we go. Ooh, int would be a good option. Wow, these are good. Maybe I should save that for like a multiple LP thing. Okay, well. Or maybe use those? I don't know, they're crappy bases. Yeah, maybe not. What was this again? Attunement. Yeah, I don't care about attunement. Strength. Health? Eh. Lots of vitality and attunement. Movement speed, vitality, health, armor. Yeah, I think the ones we got are better. Exalted armor. Exalted dodge. Exalted movement speed. Dodge. Huh. Okay. Ooh, Exalted Int. That's tempting. What are these? Fire res, poison res. Yeah, I don't really want either of those. I feel like this one's a great option, right? There's no, like, bad thing that can happen here. So we'll... No, don't chaos that. There we go. Okay, T5 intelligence. Do I want dodge rating? Do I want that to go up? Let's see, what else can I have? Armor, crit avoid. Yeah, it's like a 1 in what, 15? I don't think I like an elemental resistance as a brick. Hybrid health. Man, it'd be great if that got hybrid health. Yeah. We'll just do that. Alright, so anything that this rolls is actually going to be decent. Do I want to go ahead and roll that? Or just put it away? I think probably just put it away. Alright, let's go. So we're going to do these boots. Rock on, baby. Alright, this is probably a bad idea because my character's not super strong yet, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Which way do I go? Oh, yeah, this isn't last epoch. Different hotkeys. I fucked up. Excellent. What level is it? Oh yeah, it's 80. That's such a huge difference. Oh boy. Everything's still getting owned pretty hard. Damn, that leech is nuts, dude. From the armor that I just put on, that makes a huge difference. Oh, yep, fuck off. I didn't think that would really be that big of a deal because I have some leech from my like passive skill tree. I think like 2% or something. Man, 8% is a lot. Oh, that's my alarm telling me to raid somebody. But I probably will not do that. Nightmare of Rampancy. You're not a man of many pockets. Alright, got it. Shut. Yep. So bad. So bad. Definitely hope they fix this at some point in the very near future. Good chance has no effect for damage over time, unless you have the offhand catalyst that I do, which makes it have a lot of effect. I wish there was a way to keep that skill, my movement skill, from critting. That would make my damage output way higher. Oh, lightning damage, huh? Okay. basically anytime I have a critical strike, my amulet, like, makes me not freaking do anything. Does not fit in inventory. Pick up those damn gloves. But yeah, so less crit chance if you have Delta crit recently, and 100% crit chance if I have not Delta crit recently. And this says Disintegrate deals more damage, more, mind you, which is multiplier, equal to your spell crit chance. So my spell crit chance gets really high if I have not dealt a crit recently. I wonder what my damage does when I take this off. That's what it does. It gets cut by over 75%. Mage's Visage of Sparks. I don't know, like, damage dealt to mana first in this game is not really a good idea, it seems like. Because unlike most games, mana in this doesn't, like, mana regeneration doesn't scale with amount of mana that you have, which I think is kind of a design mistake, to be honest. Like, it doesn't have to scale a lot, but I think it should scale some. Melee attack speed. Hell yeah. Yeah, so you're not stuck with the same mana regeneration rate as a, you know, sorcerer with a shitload of, you know, like 500 mana. As a warrior, you know, I don't know, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. It also neuters mana stacker builds and makes that particular mod kind of counterproductive, right? Because then you're just pretty much guaranteed to run yourself out of mana really fast. That said, I think in this particular build it might be really good, because I generate so much mana from Disintegrate. Like, I actually have a mod that, like, on the Disintegrate tree that makes it do a lot less damage, but it has no cost and generates 20 mana per second. So maybe that, you know, I'm talking a bunch of shit, but maybe that's actually a mod that I could use on this build to make myself a lot more durable. I have that, plus I get 7 mana per kill. Which, since this game is melee cold damage, it's probably worth picking up. I'll kill these fuckers and then figure that out. I think I have those boots that are trash. Oh, 108 health. That's the ones that I'm going to use in just a second. That is not trash. Very much not trash. Okay. How to navigate that situation. There we go. Boop. And I'll take that. Yeah, that leech helps me generate a ton of, oh no! Aw. Ton of ward, is what I was gonna say. That was right there. Fuck. Wait, what the hell? Oh. A loading thing. Okay, well that's perhaps a sign that I should sign off for the evening. It is good to be back, though. It's good to be back. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will do my best to be here on Sunday once again, as used to be the case all the time. However, I still check Discord all the time. I'm active there, despite my lack of sleep. But yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed it, and take it easy. Drop me a line if you need anything. I'm Milkman L. Have a great week.